Hey, everybody. Welcome. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hold on just a minute. I'll be right back. I got a phone call right before we started. Hang on. Okay, it's all good. Mr. Fiber's taking care of it. Just wanted to make sure. How is everyone? It is so good to see you. Happy Friday. Let's see who all is here. Oh my goodness, it feels like it's been forever. I know Vicky is here. Hello to you, Vicky. And if anyone is here, you have to come back around and say hello. If you said hello before the live started, it is not in the chat where I can see it. Joan is here. Hi there. Yes, happy Easter, everyone. Hello, Leanie. Okay, catching the replay. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm live. Thank you. It's all good. Hello, Leanie. Serbs is here. Okay. I had to help a little bit because Chelsea had a question. Yes, good to see you all. I will get caught up. Hold on. Hello, Debbie. How are you? Jennifer, yay. She's waving. There is Lori. Lori Stories and Crochet. Good to see you. I had someone comment that they really appreciate it when I say what is happening in the chat because when you watch it back on replay that it really helps, especially before the chat gets posted. Hello, Mimi. How are you, my friend? Okay, and Joyce is here. Whoop, whoop. Hey, Joyce. Happy Friday. So good to see you all. Angela. Hey, Angela's here. Hello, hello. Where are you up to tonight? So glad you are all. There's Nifty. Hey, how's it going? Kathy R. She's getting snow. I got my air conditioner on, and she's getting snow. We're getting thunderstorms. She's getting snow. It is that way right now. Did I make it to the bottom? Ooh, look at me zipping right through it. Hello, Tina. How are you, my Canadian friend? How is it going? So glad you are here. What are you all doing? What are y'all doing? How's it going? Okay, tonight, I know we're supposed to do New Hampshire. Not happening again. I have New Hampshire stuff to do, but we're not doing it tonight because we have way too many updates to do. Way too many updates. There's Tank. Hello, sweet Tank. How are you? There's Melissa. How's it going, Melissa? How is your spring treating you? I hope you are all trying to get rid of your snow over there. Uh-huh. And crocheting, of course. Angela says she's still working on a horse. And the cherry blossom blanket. You know what? I went to Michael's today, so I'm going to have a shop with me and a haul from Michael's for you guys in a video coming up. Okay. And I was looking for some more of that yarn that I have for my pillow. We're going to be doing pillow tonight. Okay. We're going to start a pillow. But they didn't have it. I thought I might get more of it, but they didn't have it. I am feeling really good today. Does it show? I am feeling really good today. Much, much better than the other day. I was so tired. Fracture where? In just one foot? Stress fracture in your foot. That's going to take a year, you know. A year. Be very careful. Um, are you going to be wearing a boot, Tank? If you're not, I would suggest it, and I would suggest getting the lift for the other side. Oh, a giraffe. My favorite. And I found out it's my little Solomon's favorite too. Yes, it's his favorite too. Okay, very quickly, let me tell you again what I have got going on, and then we're going to get to some updates, okay? This is what I've got going on. This is what I normally do the pillow with, okay? Oh, and my shirt says I'm a simple woman. We've got yarn, coffee, dogs. Yarn, coffee, dogs. Simple, simple. I don't see shad in here tonight, but this is the necklace. We've got the cleaver, and then we got the outline, the body outlines on tonight for crime night. These I don't have. Let me see. I do not have a number to tell you on these, but they're 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Okay, three. I don't know if I've lost any more weight, Mimi, but I did cut my hair, and I'm sure I lost at least a couple pounds doing that. I didn't get it done before we went on our trip. Now, I also have these. Now, these are, oh, and they don't say, but I believe these are like a 15. Now, if you're using a size 6 yarn, I would use this size, okay? All right. I'm going to bring my hands in just a minute, but I wanted to give you reference. Most people who have up to the larger sizes in some needles are going to have something similar to this, okay? But these are not big enough. Yes, that's what she said. Ta-da, the first one for tonight. You do have the dang boot. And so are you using this, you put it on your other shoe, it's a little bit of a lift because it's really hard on your back, Tank. And you and I are pain warriors. So if you don't already have, yes, it can be up to a year. You have to wear the boot for the 6 weeks probably, but it can be up to a year before it's completely healed. You like my shirt? Yep. Oh, from prednisone? Yes. Yes. That's why we're trying to spread my steroid shots out. Yep. You might ask about dextrose shots, Tank, because from my understanding is that rebuilds cortis, what's it called? It starts with a C, and it rebuilds that. A lot of people drink it. Ugh. Not sure. Can't think of it right now. But it rebuilds that. Okay, got the Texas Cup tonight. We are back in Texas. Got the Texas Chip Cup. Here's the nails. I got these done right before we went out of town. Now, it's cartilage is a C word, not the one I was looking for. Collagen. That's the one. Yes, it helps to build. So you might ask if you are eligible for the dextrose shots that will help build the collagen to the tissue. You might ask. I have hazelnut and cinnamon. Okay, that's the coffee. That's all these updates now. Now, don't drink cartilage. Mm-mm. You're drinking cartilage, they're going to want to know where you got it. And then we're going to be talking about you on crime night. Oh, my goodness gracious. Okay. I have to try to stay focused tonight, which is, as you know, not the easiest thing for me. Oh, this eye has been bothering me today. It's a short list of updates, but I want to coordinate it with newspapers.com and do some reading of some articles to kind of help us to talk about what we're going to talk about tonight. So much has happened. So I want to start with staunch. Okay. And we're gonna talk through some of this stuff, and I want to try not to jump back and forth. Okay. So Letitia Staunch, right? I believe that was her name, is getting a new trial. Mm-hmm. Man, I'm looking for an article. Date range. We want. Yes, there we have multitudes of updates tonight. Okay, you guys help me out with where to look for, because I need to narrow it down. It's Colorado, isn't it? I haven't been in here looking for stuff in so long. Hello, Lexi. How are you? Man, I cannot find it. All right. So we're going to have to go to. I do too, Melissa. I feel so bad for them. So bad for them. And it's all because of a juror. So the judge is going to allow her a full on new trial because of a juror. And it did, to me, it just did not seem like, I mean, if I were defending myself, of course I would want to go through all the options, but at the same time, maybe I'm not spelling her name right. Oh, I've got an N in there. There's no N. Okay, and we need to put a date range in here. What is today? Let's just do low power. Oh my gosh. My watch is saying, what are you doing? Let's do April 2026 and see what comes up. No, that didn't work. Oh, I am doing wonderful today. The allergies have finally calmed down. I added in an extra pill. Oh, see, why am I not seeing anything new? Filter. It's not showing. Okay. It's not on newspapers.com, and I don't know. Hello, Sally. We are doing updates. But you really have to put the right words in. New trial. That's what I want. All right. Colorado woman formerly convicted of killing her stepson granted a retrial. This is from KOAA News out of Southern Colorado, where I'm reading this from. A Colorado Court of Appeals has reversed the murder conviction against Letitia Stouch, who was formerly found guilty in May of 2023 for murdering her stepson, Gannon Stouch, back in January of 2020. On Thursday, a three-judge panel handed back its opinion on her appeal. In the summary, the judges have reversed the conviction and remanded the case for a new trial, with two judges concurring, one judge partially concurring and dissenting. Thank you, Tank. If you all want to find a link, there is one there for you. Thank you. And hello, Sally. Good to see you. And thank you to all of you who are coming in. And for all of you who are watching, thank you for being here. I see you and I appreciate you very, very much. On Thursday, they handed back its opinion. The case came into question as a juror who had been identified as MB, who had a son-in-law who worked as a deputy district attorney in the same office as District Attorney Michael Allen, who prosecuted the case. Now, that's what I found interesting because the not long ago with the Charlie Kirk hearing, they wanted to throw those, they wanted to throw the lawyers off of the case because one of them had a daughter who had been at the event, right? Yeah, innocent until proven guilty again. During the trial, the court denied the defense challenge to remove that juror, and the Division of the Court of Appeals ruled that this was a structural error requiring a retrial. Judge Bernard states that he recognized that Stouch used 7 of her 16 preemptory challenges available to remove other jurors, but deliberately choosing not to use any of them to remove juror MB. Bernard argued that this was implied waiver of her right to raise the issue on appeal and by allowing for defendants to bank a biased juror for appeal purposes. So that is exactly what they did. So there we are. Hey, Arity. Good evening. Good evening. How are you? Okay, so I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that, but I know that we talked about that and that it was just unbelievable, that one. So I really wanted us to discuss that. Okay, I can check that one off. Where's my highlighter? I might have one or two here. Should we use sparkles? Let's use a sparkle one. And y'all, can I just say, I had so much trouble with it using this. I know you all remember when I showed this on my channel. This is to hold your book open. I feel slightly stupid. Because the other day I was watching someone, now I can't tell you who it was, but you put this in your book, and then your thumb goes in the hole. Y'all know I couldn't figure that out. Now that I know that, in case y'all didn't know it either, now you do. Okay. Ho, ho, ho. The next thing I wanted to talk about, and I know this is going back a little bit. Rex Heuermann is going to plead guilty. And that's going to lead into Bundy in just a minute. I was trying to, it was supposed to hold the book open, right? So I was putting it in the book, but it just wasn't holding it open. I was like, it's just not strong enough. Is that when it is? Is that the hearing? Is that the hearing, April 8th? Is that Thursday? Is that next Thursday? What day is that? I need to know. Does it scream BTK to you? Does it scream Bundy to you? Does it? Does anybody get that from this? Okay, it's Wednesday. It's on Wednesday, you guys. April 8th, Wednesday is the hearing. Thank you, Tina. I had missed that part, but I am going to find it. So let me go over here and see if I spell Heuermann correctly. Let's see what I get. Nothing. Okay. Let's do Gilgo. It doesn't have current stuff. I must be doing something wrong on my filter. Maybe. Big old bad guy is a scaredy cat? Maybe. Yes. Make a chart with the number. Well, he's pleading to 7. Supposedly he's pleading to 7. Hey, Connie, welcome in. Good to see you. Yes, it's on Wednesday. All right. I really wanted to use newspapers.com. I need to work with it more. Well, we are just going to do it this way. Gilgo Beach. All right. Let me find Austin paper. I'm looking for, all right, we'll go to CNN, okay, and see if they'll let me read the entire thing. I don't always read all of them because they don't let me read all, they don't always let me finish reading the article. They want you to be a member of their paper and all that other jazz. Oh, speaking of jazz, there's Rebecca. Hey, hey. Hello, hello. That I think is true. I think he realized there is too much against him, or they'd have to bring in the wife and daughter. I don't know if they would, but I do think that part of the issue also is that the daughter does not believe him anymore. The wife was still saying she did, but I know that the daughter has now come out and said she doesn't believe him. Uh, Originally, I thought it was all of the 11 bodies that were found on Gilgo Beach, Kathy. But we now know that the mom and the baby were killed by the father of that baby. So I would put it closer to the 9. I know he's absolutely guilty of the 7, but he might also be guilty of 9. Hello, Annie. Welcome in. Yes. And do we really believe that it's only Gilgo Beach? That is the question. I'm going to write that down. I did see it, Joan. I'm going to write it so I can come back. If we can get to it, I will come back to that. I feel like with the daughter that maybe she put 2 and 2 together later. Has any of you watched the Peacock documentary where they went into the house, they interviewed the wife and daughter? In listening to her there, and also Carrie Rawson was in that. She is BTK's daughter. Thank you, Arity. I already have my next ones picked out. All right, let me read this article to you guys, okay? The man accused in Long Island's infamous, I can probably show you. The man accused in Long Island's infamous Gilgo Beach serial killings intends to plead guilty in the case next month, according to 2 people familiar with his decision. Rex Heuermann, a former architect charged with murdering 7 women over 17 years, is set to change his plea from not guilty at his next scheduled court hearing on April 8th. The 2 people who have both been involved in the case spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity because the plea has yet to be entered. One of the people said the victims' families and Heuermann's own family have already been notified of the decision. Lawyers for Heuermann didn't immediately respond to emails seeking comment. Much can happen before the court date. Heuermann simply can change his mind, and any guilty plea would also have to be accepted by a judge. So that is a thing to remember. That has to be accepted by the judge. Heuermann, 62, had been scheduled to go on trial in September. He has been in custody since his arrest in July of 2023. Well, do you have a point, Joan? They received $1 million to do that documentary. I have feelings that Carrie Rawson might not have been involved with that and had come to the daughter to help the daughter if she had thought that they weren't being honest about at least that the daughter wasn't being honest. That That gives me a thought that the daughter was a little more honest about her opinion. Uh, John Hunt. I'll just write it down. Okay. Yeah, is that a true story, Annie? Remains of several victims were found on an isolated stretch of shoreline parkway, though some remains were scattered in other remote areas. And the fact that some of the bodies were in one place and some of them were in another place farther and stretched out makes me feel more like that might be that he did commit more than these murders. Melissa Bartholomew, Maureen Brainerd Barnes, Amber Lynn Costello, Sandra Castilla, Valerie Mack, Jessica Taylor, and Megan Waterman. Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney declined to comment when reached late Thursday, as did Gloria Allred, prominent California lawyer who was representing some of the families of the victims. The investigation of a potential Long Island serial killer spilled into public view in 2010 when police searching for a missing woman discovered numerous sets of human remains in the scrub along Ocean Parkway not far from Gilgo Beach. That was Shannon. That they're talking about. Over the years, investigators used DNA analysis and other clues to identify the victims. In some cases, they were able to connect them to remains found elsewhere on Long Island years earlier. I think another part of this too is right here. In recent months, the judge in the case rejected motions from Huerman's lawyers to exclude certain DNA evidence from the trial, as well as to break up the case into multiple trials. Go back to his late teen years? Possibly. Yeah, but he's going to get, he prison justice. I wish, but the problem is that he gets such special treatment and gets to be taken. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. There's so much that happens that, especially when you are celebrity. Although I'm going to step in here for just a minute. Speaking of celebrity, Lori Vallow got in trouble. That was on my list and I forgot to write it down. She got in trouble for contraband because the rules do not apply to Lori Vallow. So I am very interested in this Rex Huerman. I hope I can be home on Wednesday to see this hearing. If not, I'm going to have to watch it back. Notoriety. Thank BTK. Thank Ted Bundy. Notoriety. He's already written to some of the other serial killers that are in jail to be buddies with them. So it's notoriety. He's gonna claim it and run with it. That's true. I had forgotten about Dahmer. I had forgotten that. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Are y'all ready to go past that one? Are we ready to move forward? We're going to come back to Bundy. Now let me find. Okay. Ted Bundy has now been identified through DNA and linked to a Utah County, Utah teen, Laura and Amy, from the fall of 1974. He did confess to this one, but there was not enough evidence. Yes, Tim Miller. We're going to talk about Tim in a minute. We'll talk about Tim in a minute. Right now, we're going to talk about Laura, Amy. This Laura Amy's case got put in and reopened as a cold case with a review. According to what they were saying, was they had a review of older cases. They weren't just murder cases. They also had some SA, some um, assault, some other things that had been sitting for a long time, and they put all of this in as a review, and they decided to work on, pick some out and work through them. And that happened a year ago. The interesting thing to me is now they have what they call a full profile for Bundy in CODIS, which means they can now use his DNA to see if they get a hit on any other cold cases. So that is interesting. And there's a couple of them, they said in the news conference, that they are pushing his DNA forward for, thinking they may be able to link him to them. Okay, I am on Fox News. Let me bring this in and show you. I do like to let you guys know where I am talking from. A Utah teenager found dead 50 years ago has been another victim of notorious serial killer Ted Bundy. Authorities said Wednesday that DNA helped link Bundy to the killing of Laura Ann Amy, 17-year-old, who vanished after leaving a Halloween party to buy cigarettes. In 1974, her body was discovered by hikers in an embankment near American Fork Canyon Road. Here is a picture of her. It said she did not live with the family at that time. I know Dahmer is. I have not delved into Dahmer on this channel because I can't do it. I'm just the same way. I just can't. I tried to watch some stuff on him too, and it was like, can't do it. All right. Amy's niece told Fox News that she was a kind of a free spirit and was off with friends at the time. She was identified as a victim of Ted Bundy after she disappeared, later found in Utah. Okay, investigators determined Amy had been strangled and murdered. For several decades, authorities pointed to Bundy as the prime suspect, noting he began studying law at the University of Utah just 2 months before her disappearance. He allegedly approached Amy multiple times before and stalked her before taking her. Bundy failed to recall if Amy was among his victims when he confessed to several homicides throughout Utah. So I believe that they are referring to his interviews that he did right at the end. Remember, he did a bunch of interviews, had some very famous interviews. He wanted to talk to everybody. And he did some very famous interviews. Famous as in psychologists that he spoke to at the end. The mystery surrounding Amy's death lay dormant for 51 years until investigators with the Utah County Sheriff's Office used new DNA technology. So, you know, we talked about this, and now everyone talks about this. The first book, was it the first book? No, wasn't the first book, but we did cover it, was Paul Holes, who helped take down the Golden State Killer. And we did that, his book, and we did the book by, help me with her name. She became famous for pushing everyone to use the DNA search where you go in to find out, the ancestries and stuff. She said we have to use that, and she pushed them to use that, and she did research to try to find, and she and Paul Holes worked on that. And then remember, she passed from an overdose. Oh gosh, I'm losing some names. It's just part of my condition. We bring this case to a closure, and more importantly, closure to the family. There is no closure. I just want to say there is no closure. There is answers. Investigators obtained a male DNA profile using bodily fluids found on Amy's remains following recent testing. The genetic profile was reportedly input into the CODIS system and provided with a match in Florida. Following additional analysis, they were able to link the profile to Bundy. Now, she is believed to be Bundy's third victim in Utah. And they're saying that they're linking him to victims in Florida, Utah, Colorado, Oregon, and Washington from 1974 to 1978. That's what this article says. I don't know if that's completely, that's a complete look at Bundy, but it's close. Thank you, Joan. Good gosh. Michelle McNamara. What was the book? I have to tell you this, because if you have not, if you are late to the game with us here, and you have not, I suggest her book. We also did Carrie Rawson's book too. Something About the Dark. Good evening, Shad. Hello, hello. You've been watching? Oh, watch it. Yeah, because there's a lot of weather. It started in the Panhandle, and I know it's moving up, isn't it? Please be careful with all of the weather out there, you guys. I'll Be Gone in the Dark. Love you, Joan. Thank you so much. I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara. She helped them to solve that. Thank you so much. So if you've not read that one, it's on Audible. You might be able to get it now on Libby. It may be long enough. It's on Libby. Very, very good. Okay. Now, Bundy was executed by electric chair in 1989, in case anyone is wondering, trying to remember the time frame of his death. And here is what her sister, what Laura Amy's sister said, and I watched this on the news conference. She said, just to know that Ted Bundy is gnashing his teeth in hell is, I don't know, I hate to think of people doing that, but with him and a few other people in the world, that's what they deserve. And that was a direct quote from Lori Amy's sister. The book is I'll Be Gone in the Dark. It's Michelle McNamara. I'll Be Gone in the Dark. It is an amazing, amazing book. I would read it more than once, but I just have so much right now. Okay. Now it's actually going quicker than I thought. I'm so happy we got through that much. I didn't think I could. What else? Okay, now Laura Miller, you guys. Okay, I'm saving Laura Miller. I have it. It's hard. It's hard. I've been listening to it, but it's a lot. I have been listening to it bits at a time. I want to save Laura Miller for just a little bit, and I want to go to Morphew. Suzanne Morphew. They're fighting over her remains. The family, the court, the investigators. There's a bunch of fighting going on over Suzanne's remains. And that is ahead of his trial that is coming up soon. Yes, Patton Oswalt is who McNamara was married to when she passed away. And he finished her book. Yes. Stand-up comedian, Patton Oswalt, stand-up comedian. And in a lot of movies, too. He's been in a lot of movies. Hello, Laura. Hello, Suzanne. Come on in. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. It means a lot to me. Okay. As you know, Barry Morphew is out on bond. We talked about this. Oh, let's go back. Go back. From the Colorado Sun. Oh, Patton is it? They said he's extremely smart. Hello, Terry. Welcome in. Welcome in. Glad you're here. Battle over little-known wildlife sedative at center of murder case against Barry Morphew. Prosecutors say Morphew injected his wife Suzanne with a restricted chemical compound only used by zoos and large wildlife vets. Morphew's attorneys contend the case is based on junk science. They always say that. Defense people always say it's junk science. Yeah, it's part of their job. Barry Morphew's October murder trial promises to center around a highly restricted concoction of potent chemicals. The autopsy revealed were discovered in his dead wife's remains. And her remains were found with her cancer port still there. The premixed chemical compound marketed as a patented product under the acronym BAM. No, we're not cooking. This is not Emerald. There's nothing to do with Emerald here. Is a regulated blend of butyrophenol, azaparone, and metadine. Okay, it's close I'm gonna get. Exclusively by biologists and veterinarians to sedate large animals. Suzanne was tiny. She was tiny. According to the grand jury indictment, the El Paso County Coroner's chief toxicologist found that all three of the individual chemicals that comprise BAM were present in Suzanne Morphew's bone marrow. Suzanne Morphew died as a result of homicide by unspecified means in the setting of BAM intoxication. In other words, it remains unclear how she was killed, but BAM found in her bones contributed to her death. Despite its specialized use, investigators found that in 2020, when they believed Suzanne Morphew was injected, only one private citizen in the Salida area had BAM in his possession, Barry Morphew. Okay, now let me go to that Suzanne. Trying to go to, okay, that's the story. That's what BAM is. Junk science. Controls. Doctor. They don't say. Man, I don't know why it didn't say, because that's what the article was supposed to be about. But first, Suzanne's girls petitioned to have her remains released so they could bury her. They have since withdrawn that. I don't know why, but they have. But yet they still want to be upset and say that the law enforcement, whatever, are being cruel and unjust to the family. But yet they have withdrawn that. It's very confusing. Oh, on the history side of things, hey, Matt. Matt the Rockin' Crocheter says, Criminal Evil, a really good book, is The Most Evil Men and Women in History by Miranda Twist. I will write that down. That most likely coincides with The New Evil by Dr. Picado. Good to see you, Matt, and Rebecca, and Paco. Hey, Paco. Okay, that's a Suzanne Morphew. Da, da, da. Okay. I would like to ask one more thing before we go on to Tim Miller and Laura Miller. How many of you watched the Fatal Friendship Trial? This is the one I watched before we went out of town. How many of you watched that one? Did not mean to close that window. Okay, let me give you a name. It is Megan Sunval. This one just finished up last week. Hi, Mary. Good to see you, friend. How are you? And Connie. Did I say hi to you, Connie? It is almost 8 o'clock. My alarm is going to go off. Mr. Fiber is on 8 o'clock tonight. Y'all see, I actually changed my calendar. I got my bunny up there and changed the calendar. I did that right before now because it still said March when I was looking at it. I was like, well, I can't do that. It's got March in the camera. Oh, goodness. Okay, good. All right, so good evening. How are you, Starla? Good to have you here. Thank you for coming in. All right, let me see. No, don't like that one. Why you do me like that? I need to write that down so I can go back and grab your Crafty Chef Starla, because I don't remember if I am subscribed to you or not. I'll have to go and check you out. You like history? Those who do not learn history do. Yeah, no kidding, Matt. You are not wrong. You are not wrong at all. Okay. Utah nurse convicted of manslaughter for using insulin. Stop it. Using insulin. Oh, why? Why? Okay, there. To kill friend in 2024. Now, this article was March 24th. Trying to kill the pop ups. Highland, Utah. Back to Utah, you guys. A former Utah nurse was convicted of convincing her friend that she had terminal cancer, then using insulin to kill her in an attempt to collect 1.5 million life insurance policy. Now, can I just say, when I was watching, I couldn't watch the whole thing. I watched parts of it. I couldn't watch the entire thing because I wanted to slap everybody. I wanted to slap Casey Terry's parents. I wanted to slap Megan's parents. I wanted to slap the brother, and I really wanted to slap Megan. Why someone did not help this woman who had mental problems. It just kills me that she did not get any help, any proper help, that people did not understand what was going on. It just is such a shame. It's really a shame. Hey, LJ, good to see you. Glad you came in. How are you? Running errands. Uh-huh. I understand how that goes. Girl, you've been. What? Is that close to you, Connie? Okay, you talking to your daughter about the woman live 5 miles from you? Am I reading that right? Gotta get a drink. We gotta take medicine too. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, from your daughter. Okay. Okay. So you're familiar. You are familiar also. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna step away for a minute, go take my medicine. Yeah, who needs enemies when you have that great of a friend? I know. Exactly. All right. We're gonna have a little break because I need to stand up. Oh, I'm still here. I just need to walk for just a minute. Otherwise, my back is gonna lock up on me, okay? Y'all stand up and get your blood flowing. Matt, before you go, I finished a color by number the other day. This is one of them I got at Ollie's. Cheap. And here's how it turned out. It has metallics. I don't know if you're seeing the metallics. Matches my nails. And I went back with the Artist Touch marker, alcohol marker, and outlined everything. It's not bad. This was my first time using the paints. I used the Grabby paint markers for that one. And I used my blotting paper that I ordered. That worked out really good too. Comfort break, good deal. Do that. That's a good idea. Thank you. It was fun using the paint markers. I don't do a whole lot of that. Seeing it from they're talking about the I don't think it's Aurora Borealis. It's something else that might be shown this evening. Is that what you're talking about, Tina? Something. You got thunderstorms work? Okay, so we lost. There we go. That was for my medicine. Oh, did you get it done, Chelsea? Chelsea was working on something. Yes. Chelsea called earlier for some help from Mr. Fiber, and she got it done with his help and her husband's help. They got it done. Good job, Chelsea. They put the TV up in Oliver's room, y'all. Let me show you. Woohoo! My goodness, look at all that room. Woo! Woohoo! It turned out really good. Yes, I do too. I'm just learning how to use them. See, it's more like for painting. I think if you tend more to be a painter, you kind of gravitate a little bit towards the markers. And this is a good time for me to tell y'all, I'm going to be doing a little bit more content on my other channel, which I have changed the name of. It used to be Shiny She Shed. It is now Country Chick 2. So let me just tell you why. My mother painted, and her business card, and I have one of her business cards, is Country Chick. And so I chose Country Chick 2, and I want to do more painting and stuff over on my other channel. I think it is, but I don't know. Ah, okay. So maybe it is the Northern Lights. Very nice. Thank you, Connie. I'm just learning how to use them. So good job, Chels. Everybody says good job. He's been working hard cleaning his room too, by the way. Yeah. He's been really working hard. He's getting older, and he's kind of going through some stuff. So, yep. Okay. Let me just quickly go back to this article and read it to you really quickly. Vicky says hi. Matt says hi to Rebecca too. Oh no. Well, you can learn with me, Matt. That's part of what I'm going to do on the other channel is I'm going to be learning how to use some of that stuff. Okay. The verdict comes 2 years after the investigation began when Lone Peak police were dispatched to the area of 6000 West and Stevens Lane in Highland. Law enforcement arrived. They found the victim, 38-year-old Casey Terry, in her bedroom with Sunval. Prior to their arrival, authorities had been told over the phone that the victim was unconscious and struggling to breathe as if she were drowning. The caller added that she had major health issues. Sunwall, a registered nurse, told officers that the victim had been suffering for several hours. According to court documents, text messages showed Sunwall had been trying for years to convince Terry to kill herself with insulin, even saying, "I can give you insulin over and over until it works, and give you doses so it will actually stay low and you can pass." This one was just unbelievable. Hey, Lori. Good to see you, my friend. I'm so glad you're here. It takes so much trial and error. It really does. But if you guys are willing to go through the process with me, we're going to do it. So I just watching what as much as I did watch of this, and I watched the part where they went through these text messages, and she kept going. It was reminded me there was a young man whose girlfriend, but not a romantic girlfriend, convinced him to kill himself, and she was convicted of a lesser charge. And I believe that is what they were going for. I believe that's what the defense was going for in this case. It's not what she got. And I know the judge would have given her more if he could have. Yeah. Oh, and anything you work on, yes. Then you can see your progress. So that case was very frustrating. Very frustrating. Okay, now let's go to the last one that I have on my list. And that is, and I know we're going to do the pillow. I'm going to show you how to start the pillow. I really am. I would like us to talk more about this. Now, if I can get it to pull up, I would like to play something for you. But I will have to play it here, and I'll have to play it visually for you, and then I will have to play it on my phone so you can hear it, okay? So, give me a moment. Okay. Hey, Bubby Doo, you got your green toy? Did Dad fill it out for you? Serbs is on his green toy, y'all. All right. Now, y'all let me know. Let me bring in this screen for you. And let me know if you can hear. Okay? Here we go.
I knew some things were coming. Of course, over the years, I've been very, very frustrated over this. I've shared this before, and I'll share it again. I think with everything that they.
Are you all hearing it? I'm going to wait just a minute to know that you guys were hearing it, and I could start it over again. Let me back it up, and we'll start it over, and let me know. I got one yes. 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 Okay, good deal. We're going to start it over again. This is Tim Miller. He is the founder of EquiSearch, Texas EquiSearch. Oh, thank you all so much. That helps. It really does to know that many people are catching it. Okay. And there is also a Midwest EquiSearch run by another crew. And he does so much work for so many families. All right, here we go.
Today I'm okay. I knew some things were coming. Of course, over the years, I've been very, very frustrated over this. I've shared this before, and I'll share it again. I think with everything that they had in the past, it's unexcusable that Clyde Hedrick had the opportunity to die without never being indicted, convicted on Laura, Heidi, Audrey, and Donna. But you know, it is what it is. I don't want to. I don't want to say one thing. All the work's been done. Is I don't want to say one thing to jeopardize this case at this time. But I will say, and it's been put out there. Over the last 4 years, I spent a minimum of 30 times with James Elmore. I can say this, there was times that I left James Elmore and he told me some stuff, and I was as strong as I could be in front of him, but
Did you catch that, you guys? I don't guess I remember that he actually spent time with his daughter's killer, one of them. James Elmore has been arrested for killing Tim Miller's daughter, Laura. His daughter, Laura, is the reason he began Texas EquiSearch, to help other families. So, I mean, I don't know how he did that without killing the guy himself. Really.
to pull over and just sob and cry with information I got.
He reached out to you, bro.
He, yeah, he reached out to me. For what reasons, I don't know. And I could say this: the first time I met him, he said, "Let's go for a ride." And I said, "Where?" He said, "Let's go to Calder Drive." And that's where it started. And things just really moved forward from there. And I don't know. And I don't, just looking back at it, it's certainly taken its toll. And I spent so much time with Edie's family and everything. We've cried together. We've begged for help. I think that Edie's dad, in the very beginning, when Edie was found and stuff, he had 32 cassette tapes, 1 hour on each side, 64 hours where he talked into it, in a diary that he wrote in, and he literally begged them, detectives, please talk to him, please talk to him. They went. Laura Miller's name, or Clyde Hedrick's name, was in his diary before Laura Miller disappeared.
How are you feeling about that?
Well, did you catch that? Did y'all catch that? Clyde Hedrick's name was in Heidi Heidi Fye, one of the victims, Clyde Hedrick's name was in his journal of notes before Tim Miller's daughter disappeared. And I think 2 others.
Certainly, there's a lot of mixed emotions, and this is bittersweet. The fact that my grandfather had a beat on Clyde Hedrick back in 1984. If he had been listened to by the current detectives at the Lee City Police at that time,
This is
these other
Texas.
girls would have lived a long life instead of the 2 monsters that murdered all of them. And I guess today, the way I feel, and I think I speak for my family, is that my grandfather's efforts did not go in vain, that his words are still speaking to the police and still trying to be heard. And maybe today is a result of all the work that he put in, all the searching, the fields, going and talking to people and doing his own investigation, because he just didn't feel supported that anyone was doing enough. And for us, it's sad that Clyde didn't get to pay for what he did on one hand. On the other hand, I'm glad that he no longer breathes the same air that we do here on Earth.
So Clyde Hedrick died before being indicted. He pulled his own tube, his breathing tube out, and killed himself after he spoke to investigators. He was in a nursing home. He was due to be released about 2 months ago. Tim, I follow EquiSearch, and Tim was talking about Clyde possibly getting released, and he was pushing for them. He's pushed every single time, stood out in front of that place and said, no, don't let him out, don't let him out. They were really, really close to indicting and bringing him to trial. And he pulled his breathing tube out, killed himself.
That he's met his maker. And I'm sure that he and my grandparents are looking down on us and saying thank you for not forgetting and for letting it go.
Have y'all had a chance to talk to Donna and Audrey's family at all since all of this?
Just by text. Yeah,
What's the sentiments y'all been sharing together this year?
absolutely. It's a club you really don't want to be a part of, but you got to
Wow.
support each other. And, of course, thank God for Tim's platform that he can keep this in front of everybody and have the opportunities that the other victims' families didn't have because of the work that he does, and we're very grateful for today.
Now,
Thank you, Tim.
I've said this 1,000 times. I'll just say it one more time. But, when I built that cross out there where Laura's body was found, and I'd walk up to it years and years and years ago, and I'd say, Laura, please don't hate your daddy, but I can't come out here anymore. I have to say goodbye. And literally, people, I'd be walking away and hear that little voice say, Dad, don't quit. Please don't quit. And I didn't know what the hell that meant. I think I do now. I don't want to slander anybody in this, but the information, the things that I worked on and everything before, and I think Heidi's family can testify to this also. The law enforcement back in that, they didn't want any of us talking together. None of us, period, the end. I don't know what the deal was there, and it really doesn't matter probably now. That police department made me miserable. That police department made me the main suspect. That police department wanted Tim Miller to walk away. I don't know the reasoning. If they would have listened to Heidi's dad, if they would have listened to me, and if anybody thinks Audrey Cook, Laura Miller, Donna Perdone, Heidi Fye, Ellen Beeson. If anybody thinks that is the only 5 people Clyde Hedrick murdered, you're all living in a delusional damn world,
Absolutely, I
because
believe
there's
that.
more to come, and I can guarantee you that. We're working with some detectives now also, and I anticipate a couple of these cases. I think we're getting some information, and I think we're going to find a couple more bodies. I think we're going to find a couple more. So this isn't over. You know, just because there's an arrest today and everything, don't think Tim Miller's going to walk away from Texas Equisearch and quit helping families. No, I think we're just getting started again. So, you know, again, I don't want to say anything about this investigation after 41 and a half damn years. I'm not going to jeopardize anything that all of us have worked for out there. We got other girls to find. We got other girls to find. We got closure to bring to more families, and we're not going to quit, people. All these yellow shirts out here are the people that believe in what we do, and it's only because of our girls that were found out there. We made a promise that God and Lord would never leave a family alone. We're not going to break that damn promise. We got work to do, people. Thanks for y'all's support over the years. And it's been a long road. It's been a long road.
Ma'am, I just want to say, on behalf of my family, how much we appreciate the new district attorney, Kate, the assistant district attorney, Attorney Poole, and Detective Corey Wilson. We appreciate everything you guys have been doing for the last 2 years. And even though we weren't aware of everything, obviously your efforts have come to light, and we appreciate you.
You know, we were actually doing a search helping a detective, Corey Williams in Hitchcock, on a missing person case, which we're going to pick that up. Corey, can you come up? Can I have Corey for a minute? Anyhow, you know, and then Corey started asking questions about Laura and the Killing Fields deal and everything. And my God, he sunk his teeth in it. He went to Oklahoma. He's went to Louisiana. I became very, very, very close friends with him. And when I felt so alone in this thing, Corey Williams, what he did, let me know I wasn't alone. We're working cases right now with Santa Fe Police Department and stuff. You know, looking back on what we do today, Laura's death wasn't in vain. I've met the most wonderful people in the world, and all I can say in closing this is God had different plans for Tim Miller than Tim Miller had, and
Bless
I
him
think I'm
for
just
it.
going to keep doing a little bit of his work.
Tim, I know you said multiple times that you're disappointed and upset by Hedrick dying before he faced justice. But with the indictment this week and knowing that the indictment was coming for Hedrick, does that at least offer any kind of satisfaction for you?
You know, it did. I mean, little does anybody know that after, oh God, the efforts I put in. After Clyde Hedrick got convicted on Ellen Beeson, I actually took Clyde Hedrick's house over. I spent over $6,000 cleaning out his house, and I found a lot of stuff in his house. I filed a wrongful death suit against Clyde Hedrick, and I won that, I guess, on a kind of a comical note. When I was cleaning Clyde Hedrick's house out, I found one of his checkbooks. Don't think I didn't mess with Clyde Hedrick almost up till the day that he died. Only 3 months ago, well, before that, I wrote myself a check out of Clyde Hedrick's checkbook for $24 million. 3 months ago, I sent a picture of that to Clyde Hedrick and said, would you please sign this check? I need my money.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Oh my
I
gosh.
let Clyde Hedrick know I wasn't going anywhere. I let him know I wasn't going anywhere. So anyhow, I don't have anything else to say except, we got work to do. We got girls to find, and God has blessed us. God has blessed us.
It's a good day today.
Oh. Oh, goodness. So, with that being said, I wanted to talk to you guys about talking more about this. Would you guys like to talk more about Tim Miller and all of that? I have covered this before, but we did not get in depth with any of it. Maybe in light of everything that has happened, I thought maybe if you wanted to, we could do a recap of that case and talk a little bit more about it again. Does anybody want to do that? Now, Joan said something about Rebecca Harrow, but I can't remember that. I cannot remember what Rebecca Harrow was charged with. That she was back in the news again. Can someone remind me? About Rebecca Harrow. I know we've been doing our 48-hour thing. And we can get back to that. But this would be a nice break. Okay. Yarn I'm using for this pillow. And let me get the pillow. Rebecca and Jay Harrow for killing their son. Why am I not remembering that one, Joan? Was it California? Okay, this pillow is a 16-inch square. It's a 16-inch square. Now I'm going to take some notes here. It's probably about 3 inches, if I had to guess. It's about 3 inches thick. Baby Emmanuel. That's what it was called, Baby Emmanuel. And I think it was California, wasn't it? They're back in the news again. Okay, well, they haven't been tried yet, have they? I don't believe they went to trial. And I wish I could tell you how many millimeters these are. I do not know. The yarn, however, let me bring this in. Yeah, she claimed that someone knocked her out in the parking lot when she was changing the baby, and that the man said, "Hola." Yeah. She was faking. She went to the store for a mouth guard for her son, said someone, yeah. Yeah, it hasn't gone to trial yet. So I wonder if that one's fixing to come up. Okay, this is, just pull this off. Eternal Bliss, Carnival Balloons is the color. It's 28 yards. and it's considered a 7 jumbo. So whatever you're going to use, I would say you need a 7 jumbo. Oh, he pled guilty. Well, that's just silliness that she thinks that she can get out of it. Okay, now here is my trick for casting on. I give myself a tail and I wrap it around. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm going to pinch it right there. Pull that off of there. So I have it pinched right here, and that's the length of it, right? And I'm going to fold it right here where I have it pinched. And bring it back on itself all the way to here. So I doubled it over. That's 20. Okay. Now I kind of did this before a little bit to see, and I think I'm going to do about 30. So now you want to roll it over, behind, and then push it through that circle until you have I remember that the boy who came back from the cult. I haven't heard anything about him once he got home. I don't remember his name, but and Rebecca goes to court on the 29th. Okay. Okay, so now we put that on our needle, and now we're going to cast on, and I'm going to do the long tail cast on. My finger goes between the 2 legs, and then my thumb. I have videos showing how to do this. 1, 2, over here, and then bring this through that loop. 3, 4, 5 to get a hold of sometimes. It's squishy. So that's 5. That might be too many. 30 might be too many. We're going to figure this out. 7. I'm at 7. 8. 'And I'm tightening that, you guys. I'm pulling both of them at the same time and kind of tightening it, not real tight, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ten. So see, I'm sitting at 10, and if you kind of push, don't pull them out to see if it's going to be the length of your pillow. Don't pull it out like that. Let it sit comfortably. Just kind of run it like that and let it sit comfortably. There might be just a tiny bit of room in between. You don't want it pushed together, and you don't want to pull it apart and say, oh, it'll fit. Just kind of let it sit kind of comfortably, okay? Like that. And then let's see. See here, we're at 10. So I think we're going to need at least 20. Okay. Hang on. I need to clear my screen over here. There we go. All right. Let me get the rest of these on there. So what I wanted to say, there is a documentary called The Killing Fields. And if you research what Tim Miller is talking about, is that there are a lot more cases besides the 4 or 5 that were mentioned. Okay. There's a lot more. And it's Calder Road is where his daughter Laura and some of the others were found. But if you look the documentary up, you're going to find it as the Texas Killing Fields. And Tim is in that. He is in that documentary. And he takes you to Calder Road. He tells you about, oh gosh, what he talked, a little bit of the stuff that he talked about tonight, he talks about on that documentary as well. Okay, Arity, I'm just going to I'm going to just start this tonight, and then we will work on it tomorrow, next week too. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. It's going to be a little bit more than I can put on my, almost more than I can put on here. I'm going to have to scrunch it down when I go to doing it. Okay. This is 20. I'm going to do 22, you guys, okay? I think that's all I can get on there comfortably. Now, there's 22. Now let me see. See, that's going to be pretty close. Here's the edge of my pillow. It's going to be pretty close, and it will spread out just a little bit. So it's 22 stitches. I'm going to write that down. 16-inch square pillow. Number 7 weight yarn. And I will write this in my community page for you and in the Facebook group. Good night, Lori. Good night to those leaving me. I appreciate you being here. All right. So, now we're going to bring in our other needle. Let me get this kind of out of the way so you can see better, right? This is our tail. We're going to go on the right side and under that loop. It's an easy way to see how to knit. Takes a little bit of finagling with these bigger sticks. And then well, that's the tail. Our yarn goes over that needle, okay? And in between them, and then you pick that up and you're putting that new stitch and you're taking that one off of this needle, and the new stitch is now on this side. Okay? Make sure you're not using your tail. Right side from the back front to the back. These first ones are going to be a little hard to deal with. Bring your yarn around that back needle, pull it down, bring that back needle around it and pull it up there. This one comes off. The new one is now on this needle. It'll get easier after these first stitches, because you'll have a little more room. Can you see how I'm? let me show y'all how I'm having to finagle. You have to figure out how to finagle these things, and you can kind of give yourself a little. If you wiggle these sticks, you can give yourself a little bit more room. Loosens that stitch up a little bit. When you put that around in there, you pull it down, and I'm pushing them back up and pushing this one in like that. Okay, slide that one off there. So I have to kind of hold them. These are my mother-in-law's knitting needles that she had made by someone she worked with at the museum, and he did woodwork. One of her co-workers did woodwork and did stuff up there at the museum. He was hired by them to do stuff, and he made them for her out of dowels. So thanks, Mom. Mr. Fiber and I are always saying thanks, Mom. So, we were talking about how Rex Heuermann possibly has other murders under his belt that we don't know of. That is exactly what Tim Miller is saying about Clyde Hedrick and James Elmore. He is convinced that there are others. Now, when you're doing this, you want to get these closer to the end of the needles so you can. And see, I'm kind of holding that in place so it doesn't come off yet. Okay, let me bring that back in. So next week, I will have a list for you of podcasts and documentaries and books, things that you can use to watch and learn about the killing fields. Sorry, I'm trying not to tap like that. I know that's probably loud if you're wearing earbuds. Now, I'm going to use these and make pillows for my grandsons for their rooms. And then I'm also going to make one for okay. She says my hands are hurting just watching. It gets easier. We have to get past this first row. This is the cast on row. Once we get past this one, it'll get easier, okay? Well, it takes a little bit. Usually when I'm sitting in my chair, it's a little easier, and I figure out how to hold everything. I'm trying to hold it and not hit them on the deal here for you guys, because I know that's loud. I'm trying not to. It's really hard. That's what she said. I know. Lori's not here anymore, but that is. Hang on. See, if I lean back a little bit, I can kind of. That one's being hard to move. Okay, this one doesn't want to give it to me, so I'm going to put it up here closer to the end. So there's a little more room, but push it back on both of them. Okay. And sometimes I have to push against my thighs too. We're almost to the other end, and it'll go a lot faster. This is it too, by the way, and it goes really fast. These rows build really, really quickly, you guys, okay? And then I'll show you what this first row looks like. Five more. I don't know if I have a moderator still here. If I do, I need to put it into Nightbot to drop my other channel. I may have to do it myself. One more. There we go. Got our first row done. Look like pom-poms, don't they? This is what the cast on row looks like on the bottom. And here's your stitch. It's pretty good size. There's your stitch right there. Yeah, the first row is a booger. It really is. And I haven't done this in a while either. All right, now the second row, trust me, goes so much easier. Look at that. Still a little bit to work them. To keep pushing your stitches up. You see how much faster it is right now? How much easier I could get those in there? I'll show you your stitches. See your stitches? You see how we have two rows? Here's one, and here's the other. Can you tell? This is one stitch, and here's the other stitch. Here's your first row. Here's your second row. Okay, that's the start of our pillow. I will write all the particulars down for you. If you decide you want to use the smaller needles and you want to do a size 6 yarn, you can use the smaller ones, like a 15 or 17. Yes, this is for the grand boys. You can do that, but you're going to need more stitches for the size of your pillow than with the bigger yarn, just like in crochet. Okay, you'll have to cast on more stitches to make it work, but the concept is exactly the same. Okay, we got to start on it anyway. Any questions from anyone on what we have talked about tonight? I have so much more to show you guys. Like I said, I have the Michaels. I'm going to do a video for the Michaels haul. I'm going to be doing things on both this channel and on my other channel. And I don't know if I'm going to collaborate so that I can show on both channels. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. I don't know. Let me see if I can find my other channel for you and post it here. Give me a second. There isn't anything there. When you go over and look, we're starting over. All right. I will get that put into Nightbot. It is a good first project. Big yarn, big needles. All you're doing is knitting. All you have to really determine is how many stitches you need for the size of the pillow. And really you just have to, it's just like a cast them on, see if it's enough. You may have to do it a couple times to see if you have enough stitches. The fabric you make will grow a couple inches in either direction. But remember, you need that because you're going to be going not just the size of that pillow, you're going to be going around to meet the other side. Okay, we're going to make 2 of these and sew them together. It is a workout. See, I was feeling up to it today. I went to the chiropractor in Abilene today and he said, well, I didn't have to do a whole lot. That's cool. Especially, thank you, Mimi. Especially since we did all that writing and sitting. It's amazing I didn't have to have much of an adjustment. I did get decompression today. So we are still walking. Probably will try to walk tomorrow after tomorrow is Walmart with Dad. So we'll probably try to walk again tomorrow when I get back. Not quite sure. We'll see. Okay, y'all, I'm tired now. This has been a lot for me because I haven't been on in a while. Forgot how much energy it takes to do this. It really takes more than you think. Not complaining. So, so happy to be here. So happy to visit with you guys again. And I will talk to you again soon. Just subscribe to both channels and turn the notifications on, and hopefully it will do it. If not, and you're not a part of the Facebook group, I try to post there. If you're not on my Ko-fi, I try to post there, or I try to put it in my community tab. One of those three places I always try. Thank you. I went by there today. He was doing really, really good. So everybody stay safe. I know lots of weather. It's springtime and there's going to be more of this stuff. Y'all be careful. I love y'all and have fun today. Good night, everybody. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate it.